Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Frankly Speaking on Fridays podcast. I am your host, Frank Pador. It is June 17th, 2022. It is currently 7:51 p.m. Eastern Time, Eastern Daylight Time, Eastern New York, East Side of the United States time, even though I'm kind of bordering Midwest because Indiana. Take it however you will. It is now 7:52. Huzzah. At least according to my sundial, which I still need to install. Welcome to the podcast. Another week has come and gone, and I am on time. Actually, I think I'm pretty early. 7:52? I don't even remember the last time I started a podcast this early. But here we are. Another week, and what a week it was. My God. I don't know. I can only speak for myself. What a week it was. But how was it for you? What happened? Good? Bad? Meh? It's okay if it's meh. Honestly, I wouldn't mind a week which was meh. Unfortunately, it seems as if the rest of this month is going to be full fucking force ahead. Full effort ahead. Which is fine. Brings back memories, honestly. But we're not here to talk about that. Let's talk about you. What did you do? What did you succeed in? What did you find challenging? What are you struggling with? Because I know there's been a lot of struggle, and I get that. Gas prices alone, oof. Let alone other financial expenses and emotional and personal grievances and struggles. What goals do you have for yourself? Where are you meeting them? What's going on? Talk to me. Tell me. Email me at fsofpodcast@gmail.com. It's free. Go ahead and tell me how you are, what you're doing, what goals do you have established for yourself? Are you meeting them? In addition to that, you can, of course, send in suggest some topics for me that you would like for me to research or talk about. You can go ahead and send me articles of interest. You can just say hello. fsofpodcast@gmail.com. Just know this, no matter what it is, you can do it. As long as it doesn't hurt you or anyone else, you can do it. You can better yourself. You can make it through this weekend, this week, next week, this month, this year. You can do it. And I know you can. Each one of us has it within us. It is within our nature to survive and strive. It doesn't always seem that way. It doesn't always seem that way. In fact, we surprise ourselves with the courage and the strength that we can muster in order to survive and persevere through a tsunami of bad news. I've been trying to avoid the news myself because every single time I open up the news, I open up an app, I try to check my email, the first thing you see is news, and what do I see? Prices this, another shooting that, suicide this, these young people died here, children being left in cars. Just so much bad news. Just so much in order to plague your mind with negativity. And that's just external sources. That's just one source. One singular news site, one singular email site, and you're just inundated with whatever will sell, which is generally negativity. And that's not great, not by any means. But if we turn all that off, if we ignore that, we focus just a little bit on ourselves. How are we feeling right now? Why are we feeling that way? Can you identify it? Is it good? Is it bad? Do you feel as if, I'm lacking, but I know I can get through? Are you just feeling, you know what? This is bullshit. You're bullshit. I don't know why I'm listening to you, but I am. And if you are listening to me, a lot of what I'm spewing is kind of bullshit. And it's repetitive, and I say it the exact same week. And not the exact same week. I say it every week. But there's a reason why I say it every week. And the reason why I say it every week is because I know that the majority of us, we do not get those compliments on a daily basis. We do not get the, hey, I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming into work. I appreciate you getting up out of bed. I appreciate you doing this one chore. I just appreciate you being here for being alive and existing with me. We don't hear that on a regular basis anymore. And there are people who do need to hear that. And even if it's just hearing it from me, a stranger in a room with a microphone, and you somehow stumbled upon my podcast, first of all, welcome. And second of all, I appreciate you listening. Even if it's just for this weekly update. Even if you just listen for the first 5 to 10 minutes just so you can get your weekly pep of, I appreciate you. You can do this. Life sucks. But you can do it. You just have to dig deep and keep going. Even if that's all you do. This pep talk is for you. Solely for you. Because I know you can do it. You just have to believe. And you have to put some work into it. So, that's to you. I appreciate you. You can do it. Get out there, get a good night rest, go to bed early, drink one less beer than what you think you would, and try fresh tomorrow. One thing. Even if you wake up early. You know what? I'm going to bring back some advice that my roommate, Queen Shelby, also known as Shelby, has told me. Make your bed. Wake up. Make your bed. Doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to be hotel 5-star or anything fancy. Just make your bed. Try to make it look as neat as you can possibly make it. That way, no matter what happens throughout the rest of the day, you have made yourself a gift. You get to unravel the one successful thing that you know you accomplished today. No matter how bad the rest of the day is, you completely succeeded in one thing. I recommend you do that. I think everyone tomorrow who is listening to this, make your bed. I've been doing the same myself. Haven't been doing it every day, but I've been better about it. But make your bed. Go to sleep. Get a good night rest. Make your bed tomorrow. And then whatever else you accomplish, additional. That's bonuses. It's more reasons for you to feel good about your accomplishments. All right? So, with that said, here is to episode 37 of the Frankly Speaking on Fridays podcast. 37! What have I been doing with myself? What have I been talking about? I get comments every so often, you're like, yeah, this was said. I'm like, was it? Is that good? Is that bad? Yay? Doesn't matter. Here's episode 37. As always, I commemorate these podcasts with a shot. So here's to you, my dear listener. Here's to me, person with a microphone in a room. And here is to episode 37 of the FSOF podcast. Oh. Okay. Whoa. That is a bigger shot glass than I thought it was. Ooh. So, to begin my podcast, or at least my weekly update, my boss, as of last week, was out in Vegas for a conference, and she was kind enough to bring me back a new shot glass, which is very nice. I like it. I like it very much. Very colorful, has all the things that you would expect to see when you enter in Las Vegas. And it's a shot glass. I probably said that. But I thought, hey, may as well use it for the first time on the podcast, so here it is, and it's bigger than what I thought. We'll just say that much. So I got more brandy than what I was anticipating. Yum. So the week has been fine for me. A couple of realizations, though. Oh, excuse me. Realization number one, or at least news number one that I need to share, is that the callback which I received from that audition, which was I don't know, 3 weeks ago now. That audition was on the 28th. I got a call back for it. Come the 21st, I'll be having an interview for that callback. So that's cool. That's still going, and I'll let you all know how that goes come next week on the next episode of the podcast on the 24th. With that said, I also have another audition on the 25th. So, busy. Memorizing another monologue, and hoo-da-ha to hoo-da-ha. Work has been most forward, I suppose. It has been forward just because a little bit short staff. As I've mentioned for the past several weeks, one of my co-workers is currently on maternity leave. She has still yet to give birth. She is really wanting this kid out of her. And hopefully it will happen probably maybe either this evening or tomorrow, sometime this weekend. Her due date is technically this Monday, but she's running out of room, so it's probably going to be sooner. So while she's working remotely, she's not like there in the office being able to like help me answer questions that I may have about, insurance this or program that. In addition to that, the other more experienced individual, I think we call her Jan. Yeah, Jan at the office. She's been ill all this week, so she's been working remotely as well. But again, I have questions that kind of need immediate answers in order to just kind of keep things going. So it's been myself and my other coworker. Good man. Just not licensed, so he's not able to help me with quotes and things of that nature. But he's licensed now, just not official in which to be able to use it at work. Exhale. So a lot of it came on to me until my boss got back into town. So it was a huge throw you into the fire, and maybe here's a fire hose, and we're trying to put out some fires. It was unfortunate, and it was stressful. There were a couple of times where Shelby, or I've even requested of Shelby, hey, have shots ready when I get home. It's been one of those days. And she was happy to oblige. So thank you for that, Shelby. Oh, I tell you what, folks. The insurance world is interesting. It's not the best, but it's interesting. And there have been many stories, many situations which have arise from this, and I wish I could share with them, but I worry about, client, worker confidentiality and legalities and other things of that nature, because there are great stories that I do want to share. There are people who I find very interesting to be able to communicate with these individuals. And more importantly, the ability for these clientele to be able to compartmentalize what we do for them with what the rest of the company does. We are middlemen. We do our best. We can advise you. We can take assessment of risks as far as what you may need, as far as your home, your car, and your life insurance policies. But there's only so much that we can do about your claims. So please do not be mad at us, because we are right there in the midst with you. So work has taken a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of energy out of me. And if you're a regular to my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/fapismplays, or the Discord, which is associated with my Twitch channel, you'll know that I haven't streamed a video game in like 2 months now. I'm streaming my podcast now just so I can at least be present on the platform. I haven't gone away. I still think about video games. I still want to be involved with the video game world. I still want to be able to entertain in one aspect or another, whether it be this podcast, whether it be video games, whether it be just me, maybe just coming on randomly with a new scene on Twitch. No camera still. Sorry, camera. But just maybe randomly I'll just start streaming and I'll just start reading page after page of a bedtime story to you. Maybe it will be one that you know from your childhood. Maybe it'll be a Grimm Brothers. Maybe it'll be Dr. Seuss. Oh my God, can you imagine me narrating to you Dr. Seuss? With, with a fireplace on in the background. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. I'm sure there's some sort of copyright infringement there. But I want to still be present. And while I am putting a lot of work and a lot of effort into my new job, as of 2 days ago, it is my 2-month, quote-unquote, anniversary, I guess, at this new job, which is, it's draining. I'm waking up early, I'm adjusting my schedule, I'm putting in hours that, are new to me. I'm new to an office job, which I've said many times before. That still doesn't make it any less true, though. I've never had, my own desk. I've never actually looked at this small little space. It's not a cubicle. Luckily, it's open. I can see the rest of the desks, and I can see the front door and what have you. But I have my own space that I can look at, and I can just be like, yes, here. This is mine. I can decorate this. What am I going to do with it? And I've done a little bit of decoration, too, to my desk. And so has Shelby. She has been very generous with her ideas and her purchases to making my desk my desk. Just a little safe haven of yes, you're at work, but don't lose touch with who you are. So I have a candle of BoJack Horseman imitating a saint with a cigarette and a rock glass of scotch or whiskey. I have my John Wick Funko Pop with his second dog that he has on there. She recently got me these texture, play-along sushi squish balls, which are adorable. So I'm trying not to lose myself when it comes to work. And I think that's something that a lot of people are doing nowadays because there's so little time or ability and means now to be able to just go out and do and try to remember who you are and what your interests are and kind of where you come from. How do you want to adapt yourself to these times while still not losing what you truly like? And there's a portion of me which worries that is happening not only to me, but to many people. Not only within the state of Indiana or the United States, but the world, in all honesty. I feel that all of us are losing each other within the chaos that is being emitted throughout this world, through the unstructured, unbridled, just pent-up hate, which is now being released amongst all of us for no true reason, for no true... It is unfiltered, no thought, full-blown aggression simultaneously throughout individuals, throughout groups, throughout government, social media platforms, throughout everything. We are just being inundated with this type of negativity. And I think a lot of us are recoiling as a result. We're trying to just do the bare minimum that we can before trying to scurry on back home and just be okay. And I understand survival. Hell, I'm a couch potato myself. My gut tells me that right now. I've gained a couple of pounds. Just a couple. I tell myself that generously. But the point is not to lose yourself, not to lose your interests, and still being able to develop and adapt so that not only are you not losing yourself, but you're able to vent in a way which is creative, which is relaxing, where you can just be like, yes, today sucked. The world is shit. I don't want to talk to anyone or anything, but I know I can find peace with this. And I think that's what we all need. We need to find some sort of outlet for us, which is constructive, which is good, which helps us meditate, ease our mind, ease our stress, and be okay with everything. And for a long time, still to this day, my oldest memories of bonding with my siblings, with my father, not my mother. Sorry, momism, but you weren't in the crowd of video game bondage amongst the family. I will share this story though. When I was maybe 5, 6 or so, I remember we just got the Nintendo 64. One of the first games that we got for the Nintendo 64 was Mario Kart 64. You know the one I'm talking about. The classic Mario Kart 64. We had it for a couple of weeks, right? And my siblings and myself, we're just playing it over and over again. And I remember it was a weekend. It's always a weekend because we're all just relaxing together. My father came home from work. He got done bitching about sorry, Dad, but he got done venting about work, about offices, about, this meeting or management or production being slow or reports not making any sense. All that was negligent. We had the evening to ourselves, we'd have dinner, and then we would do whatever we wanted. Sometimes it was movies, sometimes we'd play board games together, which I feel sorry for any parent that has family board night. And then every so often, we would play video games. And of course, my mother, she never found the true interest in video games. The video games that she liked were video games where if you did something, there was major consequences for it that you had to deal with later on. So when it came to games that we were playing, such as Super Mario Brothers, when it came to like Legend of Zelda, when it came to God, what else were we playing? Metroid? I'm thinking all the way back to NES. A little bit of SNES. She did like Banjo-Kazooie for some reason. That one, I'm not entirely sure why. But when it came to Mario Kart, she was like, why are you guys playing this? Why are you wasting your time? She especially felt that for Super Smash Brothers, which is fine because it's a fighting game. So yeah. And she detested us watching my father play Doom. But I remember this one time. Somehow, some way, my mother played Nintendo 64, Mario Kart, with her 3 kids. She played as Princess Peach. I remember that. I think my... Who were we? I think my sister was Yoshi. My brother was Toad. I was Donkey Kong. My mother was Peach. And of course, we're more excited the fact that she's sitting down and playing with us. You know, oh my God, Mom is playing with us? She's playing video games with us? Yes, let's go, let's play. And I forget which course that we brought her to. I think it was Wario World. Maybe. Oh God. I just remember that 3 voices were simultaneously chiming to her. Hey, this is how you play the game. And of course, her not holding a game before in her life, other than probably maybe Pac-Man or Pong. Here she is holding this controller, this ungodly looking M, with all these buttons and a little joystick. And this poor woman is just running into walls the entire time. Meanwhile, 3 of her children are trying to instruct her, no, you gotta go this way, you gotta push this button, and my father's just laughing in the background with a beer in his hand. I I think she gave up halfway through the race, but that's that's what video games mean to me in my childhood and growing up all throughout. Video games have always been a way for me to just put away the day, ignore the stresses of my life, and just let me relax and let me just play this. It has been a way for me to be able to cope with the world. All throughout my life, video games have been an undeniable source of enjoyment, of stress relief, and yeah, sometimes stress, without a doubt. But video games are important to me, and I speak to you as a 30-year-old that video games are still important to me. Not just as like I'm a nerd. It's mentally relaxing. And as I shared with you some podcasts ago, how Minecraft is even being used for mental health for those with Asperger's, with those with OCD, ADHD. Like, it is being used as a therapeutic tool. And it has been used even for education. How many computer games have there been developed in the 90s and early 2000s where children sit down with these characters and learn math, learn how to spell, grammar? So I feel that with beginning this job, and it has been a huge undertaking for me in order to adapt myself quickly to an office job, to learning these policies, how they affect people's specific situations, taking quotes of not only automobiles, but boats, trailers, houses, RVs. And there's a lot that comes, and which is why I haven't been able to have the energy to stream like how I used to be able to vent. And I've mentioned this before, when I stream, yes, because I want to, but also because I want to be able to provide an environment which is open and welcoming and relaxing. I don't stream because I'm here to make money. No, I'm not here to make money. I'm here to stream, and I'm here to be, and I'm here to play because I want to find like people. I want to build a small little community where it's like, hey, we all had a shit day. Let's all ignore our shit day. Maybe bitch about it a little bit together. Absolutely. Let's have a drink. Let's play some video games. Let's talk. Let's relax. And let's do so together. That's all my streaming is about. And if I feel that I'm not able to provide that energy because I am too stressed, then I don't, because it's not the environment which I want to bring forth, not upon myself, not upon Shelby if she's joining me, and certainly not upon my viewers. But with that said, I have been so out of the loop now. 2 months is a lot. Even nowadays in 2022 within the video game world, a lot has happened. A lot has come and gone. A lot of updates have been happening. A lot of games have been released. I have lost touch with the video game world. And I find that problematic. I just read little snippets here and there of what may or may not have been happening, and it's unfortunate. So, what I thought would be good for myself and potentially you is to announce and to share and to see what games are coming up for the rest of this year, both announced with an official date and unannounced. Luckily, and very, very, very luckily, I found an article on GameSpot.com that was published today at 12:30 p.m. Pacific Daytime by Jessica Howard. So, Jessica, thank you very much for doing this. It is organized in a great way. Just month throughout month, and even the to be announced. Considering that it was open up today, I'm grateful. So I'm going to skip down right to June on this day, which nothing came out today, so sorry. I'll begin with yesterday, though. So, here are the games which will be coming out in the year of 2022. So that way, maybe you have something to look forward to, that maybe I have something to look forward to. Maybe I can start planning streams accordingly as to what these games are, what are coming out, what do I need to play in order to be able to be prepared for the sequel, prequel, DLC? Who knows? Let's see what we got coming out in 2022 for video games. All right, so as of yesterday, since nothing came out today, looks like Redout 2, Starship Troopers, Terrain Command, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge all came out. On the 21st of June, Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout comes to Xbox Series X and X, Xbox One, and Switch. Sonic Origins comes on PlayStation 4, 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and X, Nintendo Switch, and PC. And Naraka Blade Point on the Xbox Series X and X exclusive comes out on June 23rd. DNF Duel, don't know what that is. That's coming out on PlayStation 4, 5, and PC on June 28th. MX versus ATV Legends. Is that a sport thing? Also with this, you're going to find out how ignorant I am when it comes to upcoming titles. Again, I'm out of the loop. I don't know anymore. But MX versus ATV Legends. PS4, 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, and PC on June 28th. On June 30th, this is a fun one. Cuphead, the Delicious Last Course DLC, comes to PS4, Xbox One, Switch, Mac, and PC. Good for you, Cuphead developers, for being able to make that port onto Mac. That is not one you see very often. Or at least certainly not advertise. AI, the Somnian Files, Nervin A Initiative, comes to PS4, Xbox Series XS, Xbox One, Switch, and PC on June 30th as well. Don't know that one. Sounds interesting. Don't know that one. Come July, next month, we have Clonia Fantasy Reverie Series. Nintendo Switch, PS4, 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, not S, just X, and PC. That is on July 8th. Power Wash Simulator, Xbox Series XX, Xbox One, and PC on July 14th. Power Wash Simulator. Is that not already on PlayStation? Hold on, let me see. Power, because I know so many people love Power Wash Simulator. PlayStation? Yes. Okay, so it is... Yes, okay. So it is not actually on PlayStation. So, there you go. Yeah, sorry, PlayStation holders. Looks like Power Wash Simulator is only for the Xbox XS and One and PC. So, sucks to suck, I guess. As Dusk Falls comes out July 19th on the Xbox, exclusive, and PC. Well, it's not exclusive then if it's coming out on PC. Wayward Strand, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, 4, Xbox Series XS, One, and PC, all on July 21st. Live Alive, Live Alive, Live Aliva, Nintendo Switch, July 22nd. Digimon, they're still making games? Digimon Survive comes out on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, and PC on July 28th, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3 on Nintendo Switch, July 29th. I've heard a lot about Xenoblades, or Blade. I've been told to get into it. I don't know what to think of it. I don't know anything about it. In August... Let's see, Turbo Golf Racing, August 4th, Giga Bash, PlayStation 4 and 5 and PC. The Turbo Golf is on Xbox One, XS, and PC. 2 Point Camp on everything. Newer generation. Let's go with that. A rule of thumb, newer generation. So we're talking about Xbox, XS, One, PlayStation 4, 5, PC, and evidently Mac. So that's kind of neato. 2 Point Camp has come out on August 9th. Lost in Play. Don't know what that is, but only for Switch and PC on August 10th. Cult of the Lamb on PC August 11th. Spider-Man Remastered PC on the 12th. Gloomwood PC again August 16th. Okay. Rollerdrome PS5, 4, and PC on August 16th. Saints Row. Ooh, interesting. PS5, 4, Xbox SS, and One, and PC on the 23rd of August. Idle Manager for the Switch on August 25th. Good job, Idle Manager. Look at you, breaking barriers. F1 Manager 2022. What is with all these manager games? Like, I know they've been for a while, but at the same time, it's like, do we actually need all of them? Like, the simulation games at this point, I feel is just trying to go with a fad. Like, what simulation game can we do which is ridiculous? How about, here's a ridiculous simulation game, and I dare someone to make it. Let's see who's actually listening. I dare someone to develop a simulation game where you actually have to watch paint dry in real time. Isn't there like a grass grow simulation game? If there is, it's probably sped up and not what I'm looking for. I want you to paint a room, and I want you to have to stay there under contract in real time of that paint drying to make sure the hue, the tint, is correct to what the customer ordered. And if you quit out of the game, there's no fast forwarding. It stops right there. Once you pick it back up again, time continues. You're still in the same room waiting for the same paint to dry. We'll see how well that sells. So, we move on to Soul Hackers 2, PS4, 5, Xbox One, XS, and PC on August 26th. Destroy All Humans 2 Reprobed. That's one that I remember listening to growing up. PS5, Xbox Series XS, and PC on August 30th, as well as Tinykin. PS4, 5, Xbox One, XS, Nintendo Switch, and PC also on the 30th. All right, we're getting into some interesting titles. But that moves us on to September. So, right off the bat, 3 games come out in early September, which might actually interest some people. So we have The Lord of the Rings Gollum coming out on PS5, 4, Xbox One, XS, Switch, and PC. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R comes out on the exact same platforms on the 2nd, and The Last of Us Part 1 comes out on PlayStation 5 on the 2nd as well. So that's interesting. Moving right along, Temtem, which I know nothing about, comes on PS5, Xbox XS, Switch, and PC on the 6th. Splatoon 3. I know a lot of people who like Splatoon. Splatoon 3 comes out on Switch only, September 9th. Warhammer 40k Dark Tide comes out on Xbox, Series XS, and PC on September 13th. Metal Hellsinger. Don't know that one. Sounds interesting. Comes out on PS5, 4, Xbox One, XS, and PC September 15th. Evil West. Also don't know that one. Same platforms, coming out September 20th. Serial Cleaners. That will be fun. PlayStation 4, 5, Xbox One, XS, Nintendo Switch, and PC September 22nd, as well as the 22nd. We have Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown for PS5, 4, Xbox Series XS, One, Switch, and PC. And No Place for Bravery. Bravery. You might end up there one day. No Place for Bravery for the Switch and the PC on September 22nd. And last but not least, Tunic for PS4 and 5 on September 27th. And now we're going to get into some very short lists. How short? Let me tell you. October, Overwatch 2 is coming out for PS4, 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, PC, and Switch October 2nd. I imagine sales for that are going to skyrocket. We shall see. Marvel's Moon Knight Suns. Suns as in, like, you know, stars, like suns. Like, hey, there's the sun right there. That type of sun. Comes out on PC, Nintendo Switch, PS4, 5, Xbox One, XS. Oh, yes, I did say PC. That was first. Comes out October 7th. Forspoken, PS5 and PC on October 11th. Against the Storm, PC only, October 18th. Scorn, Xbox Series XS and PC on October 21st. Here's one that kind of gets me a little, And when I say, I mean, Persona 5 Royal. Comes out on Xbox Series XS1 and the PC, October 21st. No PlayStation 4. I believe it has always been, as far as I can recollect. I'm probably wrong. But that comes out on October 21st. I've been a fan of Persona, but only like the 2D fighting rendition of it. I never got into the story. I thought the first Persona 4 game I bought was Persona 4, and I thought I was like actually getting into like the story thing, you know, like the 60-hour story mode that all of them seem to have. But I got the Royal. So I was just playing a fighting game. I'm like, okay, this is cool. This is fun. But I never understood any of the story or why these kids got sucked into TV land. So, another fighting game coming up for y'all in October. And I wonder what they're going to do with those graphics. Kind of seems neat. Not graphics. Graphics, sure, but the mechanics as well, because a lot has happened as far as fighting game mechanics. Moving on, though, Gotham Knights comes out on PS4, 5, Xbox Series XS, 1, PC on October 25th. And Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, there's a TBD, but it also says October 28th. So we'll see what platforms Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 comes out. And I imagine that is a remaster, but I don't know. I'm not a part of the Call of Duty Modern Warfare scene. Like, I think the only Call of Duty game I actually played was the first one, which was, you know, kind of realistic and slightly educational, which was kind of neato. Come November, there's only one announced game officially for November, and that's Pokemon Scarlet and Violet on the Switch, November 18th. Then in December, we have the Callisto Protocol coming out on PS5, 4, Xbox Series XS, 1, PC, December 2nd. Now, here's the real crook and cranny of this entire article. And I'm not going to go through all of them because it is a hell of a list. I'll just go through all of the unannounced games that are still planning on coming out this year. Allegedly. So, if I recognize the title or the franchise, or it's something that seems to be of interest, I'll let you know. But of course, this article is found in the description below so that you are able to look through and read exactly what I am reading through. I do not plagiarize what I read. It is there in plain sight as a source, because that's what I do. So, here we go with the to-be-announced games. Let's see. Alaskan Truck Simulator is planning on coming out on Xbox One, XS, PS4, 5, and PC. A Plague Tale Requiem sounds interesting. PS5, Xbox Series XS, Switch, PC. A Quiet Place. Interesting. Video adaptation to video game. Movie adaptation to video game. Not sure what platforms, but okay, that's interesting. Something called Aftermath. All right. PS5, Xbox Series XS, PS4, PC. Avatar. Frontiers of Pandora coming out on PS5, Xbox Series XS, Stadia, and PC. Aztec Forgotten Gods sounds like a fighting game. PS5, PS4, Xbox Series 1, XS, Switch, and PC, so that's everyone. Ooh, Balsa Model Flight Simulator on the PC. That's what I want. Bayonetta 3 coming out on the Switch sometime. Nifty. Bear and Breakfast is coming out on Switch and PC as well, because why, when you're having breakfast, you may as well share it with a wild bear. Why not? Let's see. Blood Bowl 3. Don't know that one. PS5, 4, Xbox Series 1, XS, Switch, PC. Cool. All right. Brewmaster, Beer Brewing Simulator. Let's go. Gotta share that one with Shellbeast. Xbox One, XS, PS4, 5, Nintendo Switch, and PC for everyone. Learn how to brew your beer when it comes out. Let's see. What else do we have? Coffee Talk Episode 2, Hibiscus and Butterfly for the PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. So not necessarily for like the newer stuff, but you know, it's there. Curse to Golf. Sure, Switch and PC. Why not? Destiny 2 Lightfall is coming out sometime potentially this year. PS4, 5, Xbox Series XS, 1, Stadia, and PC. Okay. Don't Starve Together is coming out on Switch eventually. Dragon Age 4. Oh, I know someone who's probably excited about that. Coming to PS4, 5, Xbox One, Series XS, and PC. So everyone. Dragon Ball The Breakers. Don't know what that is. PS4, 5, same platform as Dragon Age 4. Dune Spice Wars coming out on PC. All right. Let's see. What else do we got? Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, an iOS Android, so an app game is coming out. Interesting. There's a game called Frank and Drake coming out on PC. Sure. Why not? Goat Simulator 3, PC, Xbox Series XS, and PS5. They're still making Goat Simulator games. Why not? Here's one of real interest to me. God of War Ragnarok. Only coming out on PS4 and 5. I've read a couple of things. It's been pushed back again, I know. First and foremost, they were saying that it was going to be an end-of-the-year game. Now they're saying it's going to come out sometime in November. All that we know officially, as of this day, as of this reading, as of this podcast, is that it is going to be an end-of-the-year game. So, Grand Theft Auto The Trilogy, the Definitive Edition, another iOS Android game, coming out sometime. Hello Neighbor 2 will be coming out on the Xbox Series XS, 1, and PC. Hogwarts Legacy will be coming out on PS5, 4, Xbox Series XS, 1, and PC. There's a game called I Am Jesus Christ coming out on PC. That's interesting. What is that going to be like? There's a game called Joe and Mac, Caveman Ninja, coming out on TV. And a couple of Lara Croft games, only coming out on Switch. Be on the lookout for Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light and Lara Croft and the Temple of Osiris. So, that's interesting. Layers of Fear sequel has yet to be announced, even for what platforms it's coming out on. League of Legends Wild Rift, Android and iOS game. Let's see. Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope is coming out on Switch. That's a hell of a crossover. Metal Slug Tactics is coming out on Switch and PC. God, Metal Slugs, they're still making that game too? Holy crap. I'm skipping a lot here. Party Animals, sometime supposed to be coming out. If you don't remember what Party Animals is, you remember the gang beasts, you know, the dopey dudes that just barely have controls and you just kind of throw each other into grinders or lava or off blimps. Well, Party Animals is basically like that, but with weapons and shenanigans and what have you. So I remember that. When they first came out with their demo, that was hugely popular. People were all over that, and then it just kind of went silent. So I guess they're planning on coming out with that sometime this year. So that's cool, that's cool. Oh, they're making a remake of Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time, coming out on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Something called Proto Corgi, coming on the Switch and PC. Enjoy that. Let's see. Not a whole lot. Shovel Knight Dig is coming out eventually. Doesn't even mention what platforms. It just says to be announced. So I imagine that actually won't come out until like 2023 at the very least. Slime Rancher 2 is coming out on the Xbox Series XS. Cool. Sonic Frontiers is coming out on all platforms. Spider-Man Miles Morales. God, I watched that thing too. I can't remember his name. That's coming out on PC. So there's that at least. Star Trek Resurgence coming out on PS4, 5, Xbox Series XS, 1, and PC. Star Wars Hunter, Android, iOS, and Switch game is coming out. Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. PS5, Xbox Series XS, and PC. Terminator game is coming out. Dark Fate, Defiance, PC only. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel coming out only on the Switch eventually. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, I think that already came out. I remember seeing videos and YouTubers playing that game, so yeah, that's one of the games that I would love to play too. The Stanley Parable. I love that narrator. Does an exquisite job. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS. Thirsty Suitors. Sounds like an indie game coming out on PC. Ultimate Fishing Simulator 2. PC. Valheim on PC. Again, that's already come out, so maybe it's a DLC of some sort. Maybe. And we're coming up to the end of our list here. Wizard with a Gun. Okay. Comes out on Switch and PC sometime this year. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel coming out on PS5, 4, Xbox Series XS, Xbox One, Switch, PC, iOS, and Android. All of it. Literally. Yu-Go, Yu-Gi-Oh! So, I hope you feel informed. Because I'm now trying to think to myself, okay, here's all these games that are coming out. What do I actually want to play? What do I actually want to devote time to, not only to myself off screen, after work, in between weekends, this and that, but also what do I want to stream and present to you all? Other than the usual list, I got to bring out that Excel spreadsheet. Maybe that's what I'll do this weekend. I'll try to plan and schedule a time to be able to come back into streaming slowly at first and then have a more of a no, scratch that, because that was one of the reasons why I stopped streaming, is because I had things on a regular basis. I don't want to have things regular. Like I said, I want to be in the right mood to bring to you these games. This, I don't want to say a presentation or a facade, because it's not. I just want to relax. I just want to play games, and I want to be able to share with other people who want to relax and just want to play games, talk about games, shoot the shit. That's all that it's really about. That's really all that it's really about. Like I said, I'm not here to like try and make money. If I do, that's a bonus, but I like to be able to create and I like to be able to share. And more importantly, life is too stressful, so I just want to relax. Find like people who want to relax. So that is what is coming up with the rest of 2022. There are lists already for 2023. I don't want to dive into that. Maybe next stream we'll dive into that. Doubtful, but as of right now, I just wanted to feel a little more connected with the video game world and what is to be released come this year. I can tell you already, the game that I'm looking forward to the most is Ragnarok. I was blown away by God of War, and I was not disappointed. So I look forward to that. At the very least, all these simulator games, I don't know. I'll have to give them a try eventually, I suppose. But yeah, Ragnarok, I am all about that. So, with that said, I am going to call it here. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you had a good time. Again, email me, fsofpodcast@gmail.com, to put in topics to discuss, articles of interest. Just say hello, fsofpodcast@gmail.com. And as I always say, keep practicing no matter what it is. So long as it doesn't hurt you or anyone else, just keep practicing. Like I said, I'm going to practice making my bed. So that way I know that I did one thing successful, no matter what happens throughout the rest of the day. And I hope that you adopt and do the exact same thing. So, with that said, thank you so much for listening. Take care of yourselves. I will see you all, or talk at you all, next week on the 24th of June. Good night, sleep well, sweet dreams, and until then, au revoir.